There are two basic versions of Sendmail available, an open source version and a commercial version. Of course, it's the open source version that's included with Red Hat Enterprise Linux 5. The real Sendmail configuration file is sendmail.cf. It's nearly 2,000 lines long, and the language is beyond the capabilities of even many Linux gurus. For that reason, there's also a simpler sendmail.mc macro file available. It's about 200 lines long, and to set up Sendmail for basic operation, you just have to pay attention to a very few of those lines. Let's open up the default version of this file. Like other Sendmail configuration files, it's available in the etc/mail directory. Sendmail.mc. The first thing you might notice about this file is all these DNLs. What does that mean? A DNL, when at the front of a line, works like a comment character. In other words, it tells Sendmail, don't process this line. There are also DNLs at the end of lines. What that tells Sendmail is, don't process anything in the directive after that point. Now let's analyze a few key lines in this file. If you want to forward email to a different Sendmail or other SMTP server, you'll want to activate this directive. You would delete the DNL in front of the directive and then substitute the URL or IP address of the Sendmail or other SMTP server to which you're forwarding. Next, there's the one thing that you actually need to do with this file. The default version of the sendmail.mc macro includes this daemon options line. It limits access to the local system, and that's no good if you're setting up Sendmail for a local network. So I'm going to comment out this line by adding a DNL in front. There's a similar line a few lines down. This particular directive, if it were active, would limit access on an IP version 6 network to the local host address. If you happen to be configuring this Sendmail server for both IP version 4 and IP version 6 networking, which is possible on the Red Hat exams, you'd want to activate this directive by Xing out the DNL. Now let's save the changes to this file and look at a few other Sendmail configuration files. First, there are etc aliases. This file includes forwarding addresses. In other words, email to accounts such as shutdown and halt are forwarded to the root account. If this line were active, email to the root account would be forwarded to Mark's local account. But I'm not Mark. My account name is Michael. So I make this change, and I process it with the new alias command.